Welcome to the live, guys. I am just making sure to hit live everywhere. Yep, cool. Okay, welcome to the live, everyone. My name's Sean from Seller Smart. I go live every single day to try and help you guys turn Amazon into a full-time income. I just need to... One sec. I just need to check this on my phone, but my phone's not opening TikTok for some reason. Let me know if you've got any questions. Let me know if I can help you today. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's working. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, we're good. All right, welcome to the live, everyone. Sorry about that. I was just making sure everything was working from my phone. I'm just going to let our community members know that we are live. I have been consistent, guys. I've been live every single day for, I don't know, probably like 10 days now, which is really cool. The guys and I have had a really good day behind the scenes in Seller Smart. We've got a very cool guest speaker coming into our mentorship group this evening. So at 9 o'clock tonight, we've got a guest speaker in our mentorship who is a very big seller, does 4 million a year. Hopefully we'll be giving our mentees some sauce. So that's a really cool thing that you can expect to see if you join our mentorship. We also created some very exciting relationships to make finding very safe, profitable leads to people in our mentorship a lot more accessible. Rawtow, welcome to the live. Greg Paul 37, Glenn Lacey, welcome to the live. Thank you for joining. I was just saying how this week we've had today and the last couple of days, we've had a really, really exciting few days where things are looking very, very promising for our mentorship. It's expanding and growing really well. And yeah, very excited to see what happens in the next coming months with it. LT8 Supplies, thank you for joining in the live. Good to see you. Right, I'm going to bring up my trustworthy list of talking points. I've got some planned social media content coming out in the next couple of weeks about some of the updates I've been seeing in the Amazon space. One of them being abandoned at checkout carts is we now have data on how many people abandon checkout, and it's getting quite high, which is interesting in an e-commerce perspective, not just Amazon. And what else is there? We've got a video coming out in social media about how many people fully check out your products versus how many people add to basket. For me, it's about a 50-50, maybe a bit less, maybe 60 to 70% purchase fully, whereas 30 to 40% just add to checkout. So it's like anything in sales. You'll believe it when you see it, kind of thing. Solid Snake, welcome to the live. Thank you for joining. User89, welcome to the live. I hope all of you have had a good day today. Let me know in the comments how you're getting on. Okay, right, let's get my Amazon FBA live talking tips. I'm just jumping in for, well, it's not for a little bit. I'm going to be live until 9 o'clock because we got a call in our mentorship group tonight. So let me know what you've got. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if I can help you in your business in any way. Okay, so grind will not end. Welcome to the live. Hey Sean, glad to see you on the live. How do you manage to have multiple buyer accounts on Amazon? Yeah, good to see you too, mate. Thank you for joining again. So there's a general rule of thumb. You're talking about Amazon to Amazon. So have I got water? Not that much. Fantastic. So the general rule of thumb for Amazon to Amazon is you can have one business buying account and 3 personal buying accounts. If you have more than 3 personal buying accounts, Amazon will they will cancel orders. So we've tested this a lot, and the sweet spot is 1 business, 3 personal. You can have 3 different people's names on the personal buying accounts. So for me, I've got my name, my partner's name, and her sister. And then we've got digital bank cards that all connect to Amex or Capital on Tap. And each of our names is on each of the bank cards. So on the Sean account, The bank card says Sean. On the Rosa account, the bank card says Rosa. If you have a different name on the account than is on the card, that will lead to cancelled orders as well. Definitely recommend having three personal, one business. You can't use the business one for EU A to A; it doesn't work, and you can't really utilize delivery benefits with Prime with EU A to A, but you can access Prime deals with it. So it's up to you whether you want to risk it and have a Prime account or not. Shah, welcome to the live. Is it good to start Amazon in the UK in 2026? I'm new here and want to start. Yeah, absolutely, mate. That's what we're here to talk about today. Amazon is a constantly growing platform. The opportunity is increasingly high. People are spending more and more money on the platform, and yet the amount of new sellers joining is going down. I believe that's happening because Amazon did get harder. It is a lot more tricky. And also there's a rise in competing marketplaces. So more people are going off to other places to sell. So it just means the opportunity on Amazon is better than it's ever been because the sales is increasing, but the demand is going down. So when I started in 2023, the demand was way higher than it is now on Google Trends. And I was still able to replace my salary and gross profit in the first year. Greg Paul 37, welcome to the live. Do you recommend SDK or RevBoard? I'm not the biggest fan of SDK through no fault of Norm's. It wasn't Norm's fault. I just had a really bad situation happen where I was losing a lot of money whilst getting misrepresented profit figures. Again, it wasn't Norm's fault. SDK, in my opinion, has the best repricer, and in order to use the repricer, you need to have the overall subscription as well. So for that reason, I would get it. But I like Sellerboard. Sellerboard is really good, and our software we've been developing that's in waitlist. If you're in our mentorship, you get access to it. That's hopefully going to replace all of them. So yeah, I like Sellerboard personally. Sellerboard is cheaper. If you do eBay as well, you can track your eBay stuff with that. If you do wholesale, Sellerboard is better for wholesale. You can track your PPC ads and stuff like that. I've never tried RevBoard though. I will be honest with you there. Never tried that one. Okay. Guys, I can see some regular faces in here. Appreciate you coming in. Help us tap the like button, give us a follow, share the live. It really helps push out to more people. If you get any value from this, I appreciate you guys doing that. Greg Paul 37, how many ASINs do you currently have listed? None, mate. None at all. I sold through all my stock. I'm battling a Section 3. Very excited about getting that cleared though. So we've got an account recovery expert in our team who's working on my account. We have really, really good opportunities in Seller Smart that have come about in the last week. I've been working on something in the background that I'm not going to talk about publicly yet. I will do when it's ready. We need to split test it just to verify it's safe over the next couple of weeks. But when I get back into selling when my account is good, I will be doing what I've been working on in the last couple of weeks and months. Very excited though, because we had some really good news over the last couple of days. Our mentorship group is going to go absolutely nuts for what we're introducing into there, and the software has updates as well that have been blowing people's minds. So yeah, stay tuned, come along for the lives. I'll let you know. I'll do a video when my Section 3 gets removed. I've told you guys very transparently on this call, whilst we were building Seller Smart, I was too busy to do both. I've now got an opportunity where I can get back into selling in a meaningful way, and it won't take a huge amount of my time. So it's a very good opportunity too. Again, something I've been working on in the background. Terry Tibbs, where's MJ? Do you know what, mate? So Terry is referring to, we have a guest speaker in our mentorship tonight. Very big seller. We're very lucky to have him join. He's going to be, hopefully giving some really good advice on growing and scaling your Amazon business. And I actually thought that call was at 8 p.m. So I joined the call and I sat in the Google Meet like a mug whilst no one was in there. And then I realized the call was at 9. So I thought I'd jump on and come live. Welcome to the live, Terry. Terry's just joined our mentorship in the last couple of weeks, and you've been an amazing addition into the group, mate. It's been great having you in there. Right, let me go to some of the trusty talking points. Okay, so the importance of tracking everything with Amazon FBA, you you need to see yourself as a data collector. You know, Amazon is a game of skill. It's for sure a game of skill, but part of the skill comes from your knowledge base. It comes from you collecting your discount codes, your discount gift cards. It comes from knowing, having active knowledge on what suppliers do sales at what times in the year, when they send their marketing emails, what brands that you've sold that have worked really well in comparison to the brands that you've sold that haven't. I'll give you an example from my own store. I found loads of deals through Smith's Toys, and 90% of the time I bought anything from them, they bricked and tanked. So I just don't buy from there anymore. You need to collect that data, because you need to realize that you as an Amazon seller, your business isn't always going to be just you. Eventually, you're going to get virtual assistants, team members, and whatever. And if you have a database of collected knowledge that says what's safe, what's good, what goes on offer when you expand your team, more than just you are going to have a working knowledge of it. Obviously, if your entire business is operating from your head, it's a lot harder to scale that as a business. So Amazon is massively a game of data collection. Terry Tibbs, I thought it was 8 o'clock too. I had a countdown and everything. Yeah, I don't know why. I remember when we organised the call with the guest speaker, we said it was going to be 9 o'clock. And for some reason, I got it mixed in my head. It was 8 o'clock today. Yeah, it's been a mental couple of days. I've literally been in calls all day, every day for 2 days straight, like just non-stop calls. But it's been really good. I really want to tell you guys what we've added into. I really want to tell you guys what we're going to be adding into our mentorship, but we're going to test it for a couple of weeks first. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to test it first, and once we've proven it's good, we'll let you guys know about it. Which, Terry, you're going to enjoy it, mate. It's going to be a big opportunity for everyone in there. All right, let's go back to it. Right, so. What happens behind the scenes? Now I've done that one. Times I ignore data and pay for it. The biggest waste of money. Let's get some more prompts. How are you guys getting on though? Like some of the consistent names I see in this chat, are you guys doing well with your sales? Like Solid Snake, how are you getting on? LM Colmus, how about you? Are you guys doing well? You're hopefully making some sales now we're in Q2. Okay. Ooh. Okay, here we go. I just had a really good prompt from GPT, actually. GPT just said I should do some live deal analysis of people's leads that they send me. I'm not going to do that on a TikTok, although I am live in other places, but I will definitely do that soon. That's a good idea. How to make faster buying decisions. Okay, right. Drop your budget. I'll tell you what to do. Send me your worst deal. Let's fix it. No. Build a simple source. LM Commerce, good mate. More leads being found consistently and sales going up, mate. That is great to hear. Congratulations, well done. That's hard work and consistency paying off. That is. Okay, right. So I got a good prompt here. Why most Amazon sellers never make profit? That I believe is actually factually accurate, but I think it's only factually accurate because 68% of people who start an Amazon account never actually try to sell a product. It's astounding how many people are unwilling to take even the first step of action into changing their life. It's wild how many people don't take action. But yeah, that would be why the majority of people never make profit. And the ones who actually do sell a product, the majority of those don't even get a first review. So I would say that's definitely why most people don't make profit. In your first 3 months, there is a good argument that you can buy ungates and just sell at break even. So you could say that's another reason why some sellers wouldn't make profit. But I don't think you have to do that, to be honest. I think, if you're buying ungates and the only ungate you can find is a break-even sale on Amazon, but it allows you to sell a product you want to sell, then fair play, go for it, because any seller metrics is going to be good. For those newbies in the chat here, 3 months of active selling is going to help you in the long run for sure. Dimitri, 4,000, mate, come on, be a team player. Dimitri, welcome to the live, mate. You're gonna have to confirm what you mean. Solid Snake 89. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to get a shipment into yet. Struggling with the sourcing. Yeah, that's really common, mate. So hopefully you're using Hopefully you're using Seller Amp and Keeper. Hopefully you've been trying to study with a bit of storefront sourcing. Dimitri, do not go to China. That's for a private label. Private label is not what we do here. Maybe it's what you do based on your message, though, I'm guessing. Solid Snake. So yeah, you said you were struggling. I tell you what you can do, mate. If you go to SellerAmp SaaS from the browser, so if you go directly to their website, find some products that are definitely arbitrageable. So you can tell that in the Keeper data by going through the historical listings, seeing if FBA sellers historically come in and out, and if they do, are they, do they have fewer than 400 reviews? And then just go through their storefront IDs on SellerAmp SaaS and just go through brand by brand. Just try and figure out where they're buying stuff from, and try and figure out the retailers. Try and figure out how you can manufacture your margin better. Use discount gift cards. Use coupons. Use cashback. Use an NHS discount. Use student discount if you work in the NHS. How do you get your stuff in cheap? Yeah, Dimitri, mate, we don't do private label. We don't order from China. We order from China through other businesses we have. I order stuff from China for eBay, and we order stuff from China for SellerSmart, but we don't do private label. We do arbitrage A to A and European Amazon to Amazon, EU A to A. That's one of our specialities. That's one of the things we focus on in the mentorship that we have, and it's one of the key features of the software that we have. But yeah, private label is not as accessible as it used to be, mate. I know a lot of coaches in the PL space, and they've had to rapidly adapt to the increasing cost of PPC. It's not as easy as it used to be. It's still, fair play. If you want to build a brand, private label is the way to go. We just think arbitrage and A to A is way more accessible and, a faster turnaround for people just getting started. Okay, we got a troll in here. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to block you because I enjoy the banter back and forth. But yeah, that's just weird, mate. Okay, right, let's go to my trustworthy source. The truth about Amazon in 2026. Okay, so the truth about Amazon in 2026 is that it's a growing opportunity. It's not that big a secret. Amazon's marketplace and demand is growing, but the data shows the amount of new sellers coming onto the platform to sell is going down. So I'm not, I'm not a fanboy. Amazon is amazing, and that's what we're here to promote. But it's hard work. It's not easy. It is challenging, and it comes with its complexities. So if another marketplace down the line comes up and it's just unbelievably good, we'll start talking about it. Especially in our mentorship, we'll let our people know. And I'm very, very intrigued to see what happens with TikTok Shop because that's growing. I'm very excited to see what happens with Temu now it's in the UK. I'm very excited to see what happens with all these growing marketplaces because there's a lot of software. There's a lot of software that allows you to cross-list products across multiple marketplaces. And yeah, I think the opportunity for us as e-commerce sellers is going to be absolutely insane, especially if any of you out there are willing to do live social shopping. I think that's probably going to be a very big thing in the long run. Hey, you too, mate. Have a good one. What do I do with £1,000 starting today? Okay, I yeah, why not? Okay, so let's say you start with £1,000 today, guys. I know some of you in here are a bit more experienced, so if you don't want me to touch on beginner topics, just let me know. Ask me any questions you want. But I've got a few beginner topics I can go through. I just joined another mentorship and I saw your page so unfortunate. One of the biggest bits of feedback that we get from people is, man, I wish I found you guys first. I've just signed up to someone else. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, they come over and join our mentorship. It's happened so many times. It's happened so many times. Yeah, we work very hard. We hopefully do a good job. We only have 5-star reviews, and we're very passionate about helping people. And I think the people in our mentorship see that. Hopefully, you guys on the lives can see that as well. We're very passionate about helping people. We really genuinely care about people getting results. And there's a lot of Amazon coaches who are guys in their early 20s and fair play to them. They're good at the hustle, but they just want to make money. They're not, they don't have the experience of a group of lads in their 30s. And to be fair, if I had access to a large amount of money in my 20s, I probably wouldn't be here by now. But yeah, we like I hope we can be kind of that more mature audience for you guys to give you really good systems, teach you how to do it. A lot of the people in our mentorship have come over from other big creators mentorships, and they don't like some of them don't even know what Keeper is. Some of them have no idea how to schedule a shipment. It's wild. It is wild, and they're paying all this money. It's mental. But hopefully, my friend, I hope you get treated well by your mentor. I hope they do a good job. Keep in contact. Let us know. Let us know. One of our favorite people in our mentorship right now, he just paid a lot of money to work with a mentor who he realized was screwing him over. And this specific mentor has a very bad reputation in the space. He decided to work with us, and since working with us, he's been getting fantastic results. He's a great dude as well. Do you think I should start with OA or wholesale? Almost always the answer to that question is going to be OA. Because wholesale is not as accessible as it used to be when I started 3 years ago. If you use small random wholesalers, Amazon will request supply chain information, and a lot of them don't want to provide that. And the amount of money you need to do wholesale to a good level is a lot more than people let on. So OA is a way better accessible option to people. If you've got a bit more cash, A to A as well. Amazon to Amazon UK requires you to hold your stock for a bit of time, so it's not good for people. It's not good for people on a credit card float who are scaling with Amex and credit cards. EU A to A can be really good, but you have to compensate for the delivery times. And wholesale, I really like wholesale. Got some cool updates around that in the next I don't know, 1 month or two. But for most people, OA and A to A is the better option. What do you think I should do with 3K? Yeah, with 3K, OA, A to A, EU, A to A, I think those are good options. I think you can get into wholesale with 10 to 15K quite well. But Sam, who's the head coach in our mentorship, he reckons 20, 25K. Yeah, for now, we'll see what happens. It's a shame though, isn't it? Because Quigita and Eni, all of these new developing places, they have an incredibly cool business model that's really innovative and changes the game. And then Amazon, unfortunately, make it impossible for them to succeed, at least right now. It's very risky to buy from them just because Amazon is not accepting them. So I really hope that develops over time. My assumption is that Amazon is squeezing them deliberately so that they can try and get some margin in through negotiation, but we have to wait and find out. But yeah, there's loads of options you could do, mate. If you're starting with 3K, OA, A to A, EU, A to A, OA and A to A counts as one model. So wholesale is a model in its own. OA and A to A are a combined model, and you can try a bit of A to A UK if you like, or you could just go straight for OA. And EU A to A again, I can condense that into the A to A OA combination. EU A to A is really good. It's going to be even better for you when you can use our software, because honestly, the only time I've ever really done EU A to A is using our own software, and it just makes it so much easier. Yeah, go to your major retailers, go to Currys, Argos, John Lewis, Sports Direct, supermarkets. You could even try some retail arbitrage if you're willing to do that, mate. Try some retail arbitrage just to get a feel for it. But just remember that you can't use retail receipts for ungates. You can use them for authenticity complaints and IP violations, but not ungates. Probably sound like a broken record to a few people in here, but yeah, it's fundamentals that newbies need to know. Hader, I recognize your name. Welcome to the live, mate. Thank you for joining. Harris and Just Heavy, welcome to the live. Mohammed Asim, welcome to the live. Thank you for joining. Okay, right. So why could your sourcing not be working? That's a really good question. Why might your sourcing not be working? Honestly, that's because it's a skill gap. So I'm going to give you an example from Sam. I say this quite often. Apologies if I'm repeating myself. Sam and his VAs will spend £100,000 a month on stock. 95% of them, so 95K, is on new leads, not replens, which means there are loads of opportunities out there. You just need to get good at finding them. And don't stress in the beginning. This takes time. Just like if you were learning to be a pianist or you were learning to be a rugby player, you have to practice and put the reps in to get good. And it's the same thing with Amazon. As long as you're practicing, as long as you're trying every day, you're learning from your mistakes, you're being patient, you will absolutely get better at it. LTH Supplies, what point did you think it would be worth changing from personal account to registering as a business? I never once started with a personal account. As long as you mean like an Amazon seller account, I registered an LTD straight away, and I worked very hard to get to VAT registered status as quickly as I could because I wanted to do wholesale, and it was a really good choice. Most wholesalers don't. So, for you, you asked if you should do wholesale. Most wholesalers don't take you seriously unless you're VAT registered, and most wholesalers don't want to work with a seller who's brand new and on Amazon, because brand new sellers, I'll be completely honest with you, brand new sellers cause trouble. They crash pricing, which brands hate, suppliers hate it. They ask for refunds on orders without realizing that wholesale is a no refund model. So if you've done a big order from a wholesaler and you can't sell it on Amazon, that's on you. It's not the wholesaler's fault. So a lot of wholesalers don't like working with brand new sellers. You need to be able to provide them value as much as you getting value from them. So you think most likely won't be selling the same stock? So you most likely won't be selling the same stock most of the time. Well, with Sam's operating at such massive scale. There is, what happens at scale is very different to someone in your position who's just starting. I have loads of active replens. I have loads of active replens through EU A2A. So those are the ones I still sell on Amazon when I'm not dealing with my account issues. But yeah, it's, I do more EU A2A than Sam does, so maybe that's why. Wholesale, I'll give wholesale its due. It is a really good model, really good for scalability and replens, but it's just not accessible to most people who are just getting started. You need a lot more cash. Never know though, we might be able to change that in the long run. Okay, what is the biggest mistake new Amazon FBA sellers make? The biggest mistake we see new people making in our community is buying products from Alibaba and trying to resell them on an existing brand's listing. And it's almost always they find someone's private label listing and they think, hey, this looks good. I'm just going to buy this from Alibaba and try and sell it, not realizing that that's someone's protected intellectual property. So you will absolutely will get an IP violation if you try and do that. Man, so many people do it though. I really like... Well, it's one of those things. It's obvious to me, but what's obvious to me isn't obvious to everyone because I've been in this game for a long time. So that's the biggest mistake we see new people making. We focus on arbitrage, where you buy and resell existing brands, but we buy them from major retailers and Amazon directly. So that's the biggest difference. What is the criteria to be VAT registered? You need to reach 90,000 revenue within a 12-month period. You as a brand new seller, you do not want to be VAT registered. When you become VAT registered, you lose a bit of your profit margin and it becomes harder. So for you, mate, going into OA or A2A, being VAT registered doesn't benefit you at all. It makes it harder. So if you were going to get into wholesale, then getting to that 90k threshold and then VAT registering is a good idea. But you would be crazy to VAT register before you are making enough money to do so. And any accountant would tell you that as well. Obviously, not financial advice. I'm not a trained accountant, but any accountant would tell you that's not a good idea. Hey there, how much capital would you need to start OA for a new seller? Yeah, welcome, mate. So we get that question every single day. We recommend at least £1,000, but the more you can have, the better. When you've got £1,000 and you pay for your expenses, so you've got Keeper, Seller Amp, Amazon Seller Subscription, posted labels, and some boxes. Those are the only expenses you need to spend money on, which is about £100. The reason £1,000 is good is because it gives you enough money to buy stock, make profit, have enough profit that you can reinvest back into your business and grow. But the most important thing is that it teaches you that it works. I can sit here and tell you that Amazon has been life-changing for me, and it has. And I can sit here and tell you the data that Amazon is the largest marketplace in the world. 65% of the units sold on Amazon are sold by third-party sellers like you and I. But you will not believe that until you prove the concept yourself. Once you've made a sale and you've seen profit, a switch will go off in your head, the dopamine will kick in, and you'll be like, wow, okay, this works. How do I find money to throw at it? At least that's what happened to me. And it's what happens to a lot of people. So yeah, the £1,000 is there so you can prove the concept. Once you've proven the concept, try and get money for it. There's side hustles you can do. There's gigs you could do. You can work from your, you can take money from your salary in your 9 to 5 job. Do not get credit cards and loans and things like that until you figured out your strategy. You guys are obviously grown up, so if you want to scale with debt, you can. But we really, really recommend not doing that until you figure out the strategy first. Hey, that makes sense. Thank you. No problem at all, boss. Brian, I'm funding $6,000 for one person. Message me, Faith. You get out of here, you. I'm going to give you a block. Hey, you recommend any good label printers for beginners? Yes, mate. If you join our free Discord community, I think you're in it already, right? If you join our free Discord community, in the beginner section, if you go to the pinned messages, I've pinned a message about a Munbim, Munbyn, Munbim printer. Munbim thermal printers, you can get one for 65 quid, or you can get one, well, there's loads, but the one I got is 95. If you're serious about Amazon and you want to commit that money to get a thermal printer, they will change your life. Regular like home printers are complete trash in comparison to thermal printers. And Munbim, they may be Chinese, but man, they're damn good printers. Yeah, I've been reselling, but I want to switch to Amazon because I see more potential. Normally, I've been on Vinted with flipping second-hand goods. I remember you, Hader, I talk to a lot of people, so forgive me, but I think you've told me that before, right? I definitely remember you telling me that before. Vinted is cool. I like Vinted. Vinted and eBay are cool. I like them. I like selling our returns on them. And there are some products that you can get from China that sell well on them. You are right, though. Yeah, mate, I hate saying it. I don't like saying it because Amazon is, a lot of the time, it's a headache. But it's so much better. The sales velocity is unbelievable in comparison to Vinted and eBay. I just wish they would do something about the challenges that they inflict on sellers. Like I actually heard a stat the other day, right? I heard Amazon tried to calculate how many different AI models are inputting into their code in the back end. And the reason why it feels like to us as sellers that everything's chaotic and doesn't work is because they've coded so much of their platform with AI and they have no control over it whatsoever. So, the ungating process being an absolute chaos and not working. Amazon are fully aware of that and they find it as annoying as sellers do. But, AI is getting good. AI is getting good, and they're investing a lot of time into it. So I imagine over the years, it's just going to be an increasingly better platform to sell on. And I might add, the other marketplaces that are growing are also going to get big and competitive with Amazon, which I believe is going to lead to further fee reduction. Amazon's going to need to make it more hospitable an environment for sellers, and I think they're going to have to compete with other marketplaces. So yeah, very big fan of the opportunity, and it's one of those things because Amazon is a game of compound growth, compound interest. If you start now, you're going to be ahead of people who are starting in a couple of years, and yeah, the people who stick with it, those are the ones who do very well, at least in our experience. LTH supplies, when starting, would you avoid a product where no small sellers are getting a share of the buy box? That's a really good question. It depends. That's a really good question. It depends. Are the other sellers on the listing, do they have mad reviews? Do they have a lot of reviews? And do they have a lot of stock? How much of the buy box rotation is happening? That's one thing I would check in the buy box statistics in Keeper. Are they FBM sellers? Is it a private label listing potentially? Pretty much, if I can see the buy boxes being shared amongst multiple sellers, then I will sell on the platform as long as I can profitably sell at the buy box price. And I've sold on listings where the only person who's ever sold on the listing is Amazon. I've gotten A to A deals where Amazon is the only historical seller through the whole time on the listing, and I've still managed to sell that really quickly. So it kind of is case by case dependent on the individual listing. You need to review it on Keeper and kind of make an educated guess. No FBM and buy boxes rotating well, but only with larger sellers. If you're comfortable with it, message me on Discord, send me the ASIN and I'll check it for you and I'll let you know if I think I would sell it. More than likely, if the buy box is rotating, I would. But again, if the other sellers on it are like, if they have thousands and thousands of reviews, and if you go through the history on Keeper and see that there's never really been small sellers on it, maybe I'd be careful, but I'd always be willing to give it a test and find out. As long as there's no signs of IP violations, or as long as the brand isn't on the listing, as long as it's not a private label brand, if there's 2 or 3 sellers on the listing and they're all owners of the brand, just with different names, that's where you need to be careful. Do I have any water? I do, fantastic. Okay. How to scale, this is a good one. How to scale your Amazon business without burning out. Okay, so you guys are going to be in stages in your journey. Month 0 to 3 is the probation period, which is the most challenging. You have to try and find ungates. You have to deal with being gated and everything. You have to build up credibility and you have to invest into gated brands. That's going to be the biggest headache for you in the beginning. You'll then go from months 3 to 6, 3 months of active selling, 200 units plus sales, and it gets easier. You start to progress. When you start to get past month 6 and you've been reinvesting back into the business, you start to see the compound growth kick in. That's where it starts to get interesting. Burning out tends to happen when you're working a full-time job, you're doing all of your prep and you're doing all of your sourcing. At least to me, sourcing is a really repetitive, arduous process. I wanted to delegate that as soon as I could. So burnout happens when you're carrying everything and you're working your 9 to 5 job, and you're working all the time without a lot of breaks, which happens to a lot of people. That is typically where people would sign up with a prep center to delegate the prep, or hire a virtual assistant. In our Instagram story the other day, I actually sent a post out there asking people what they think comes first. Would you hire a prep center or a VA first? Excuse me. For me personally, I hired a prep center first because I wanted to delegate the prep, focus on sourcing and continue to get good at sourcing. And then I got a VA, but to each their own. Some people might not have enough time to source. And then in that case, a virtual assistant would be a good idea. You gave me a Discord DM. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what, I'll check it out now. I'm intrigued. Let's have a look. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got you. All right, guys, whilst I'm on the live, I am just going through LTH Supplies ASIN just to see if I would sell it. I'm obviously not going to give the ASIN away, but I can talk you through the process while I'm doing it. I am live on multiple platforms this evening. I will do more demonstration ones soon, but this was a really off the cuff live. Okay, so first thing I can see, you've got really good reviews on the listing. Wait, let me just double check and make sure that's right. So you got really good reviews, 200 sold in the past month, which is really good. That's what you want to see. Very stable buy box price, and the buy box is rotating constantly amongst other sellers. One thing you have to be careful of is in the last, so from January 14th, there were 4 sellers on it. That's crept up to 21. But even with the increased sellers on the listing, the buy box price has been really stable. So that's a really good sign. I'm guessing that's because of the sales. I'm guessing that's because of the sales per month on the listing. So I'm going to go down to, I'm looking through Keeper right now. Yeah, there's a bunch of sellers on this listing. Loads of FBA sellers. Mate, you're fine. You've okay, so LTH Supplies. If you, on SellerAmp, if you scroll down until you can see the offers on SellerAmp, if you can't see the offers, you need to switch it on in your settings. On the offers, you can see that the top person who's selling the product at the buy box price, they have 19 in stock, but they only have 61 reviews. They are an arbitrage seller. So that the top one on that listing is a storefront that you can now take the ID of and you can storefront source. The next person, 327, probably an arbitrage seller. 950, that's quite a big seller. You got a few on here with no reviews or low reviews. Mate, if you've got that profitably, that looks like a good lead to me. Well done. Good find. Okay, UK, welcome to the live. Oh wait, would you say RB Source is good? I have not tried RB Source for years, and he's obviously developed it since then. We are developing our own admin and sourcing software, so I promote Keeper and SellerAmp SaaS because they are the softwares to use. I'm not going to promote RB Source because I haven't tested it, and he is technically a competitor. I've only heard nice things about the guy though, and I think he's in our free Discord community, so I need to drop him a message and say hi. But yeah, I've not tried it personally. Not tried it. LTH Supplies, appreciate your insight. Thanks, mate. Yeah, no problem at all, mate. Good find. So yeah, I'm just going to repeat, mate, just because I want to be sure. That's a good lead. Now you found a good lead, you can go through the people with fewer than 400 reviews who are FBA sellers, and you can use their storefronts to try and find more. That's how you daisy chain the sourcing. I just realized I've been messaged by people. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to call it a day in 7 minutes, guys, because we have a guest speaker in our mentorship tonight. Very excited to see him talk. Very large seller, and he's going to give his insight. All right, next one. Let's go. How to scale with Amazon. The real reason you're not making sales. Okay, let's talk about reviews. So with Amazon FBA, getting reviews is really challenging as an arbitrage seller, and we used to use custom email templates to send to customers that would say something like, I'm a small business, a small family run business in the UK. Any review we get helps grow our business. Thank you. And that would lead to a lot of reviews. Amazon has since changed their policy, and you're not allowed to do custom template emails like that. You have to do Amazon compliant ones, and it's become a lot harder to get reviews. You still can, and you still should try. You can use Sage Mailer for free to a certain point. Our software is going to have review requesting as well if you want to sign up to the waitlist. Typically, if you're really desperate about getting reviews, you need to be selling more products, because roughly 100 sales will get you a review. A lot of the times it's a lot worse ratio than that, and you need to be using those Amazon approved templates to get any, otherwise you won't get any. But it takes time, you know, it comes with time and patience. I wouldn't stress too much about reviews as an arbitrage seller. Just consistently sell through FBA and they will eventually come. And if you ever get negative reviews, don't forget that Amazon take responsibility for FBA reviews and they will strike them from your account. HB Lens, hey bro, how you doing? I'm good, mate. I'm really good, thank you. How are you, mate? How's your day been? I just jumped on to do a quick live tonight. I say quick, we've been going for almost 45 minutes, but yeah, I didn't plan anything for this one. Just wanted to jump on, say hi to everyone before I have to bounce off for a call at 9. Got a late night tonight. I'm pretty tired, actually. Okay, right. So a question we get asked all the time as well. We tell people constantly that you need to start with £1,000, but if you only have £500, what would I do in that scenario? So personally, if I have less than £1,000, I would do something like eBay, or I would do a side hustle like a gig work. I would do anything I can, you know, take money from your salary job, deliver pizzas, whatever it is, until you've earned enough to get £1,000. If you're really desperate to start FBA and you only have 500, that is where retail arbitrage is going to be your friend. Retail arbitrage is good for people with less than 1,000 because you can scan loads of clearance sections and you can just sell higher return on investment products. For most people though, wait until you got £1,000. I'm out of water. I'll tell you what, guys. Our live call tonight is actually going to start 5 minutes early, and I need to go to the toilet and grab water before it. If anyone has been thinking about working one-to-one with us in our mentorship, this evening we have a live guest speaker who does 4 million a year. He's going to be spilling the sauce. We are probably going to be putting our prices up soon because we have managed to crack something that's very big. Again, I'm not going to talk about it just yet. Something really, really, really cool is coming into our mentorship, so the prices are probably going up then. So if anyone's been on the fence and thinking about working one-to-one with us, let us know, schedule a call. If you don't want to, or you don't have any, if you don't have at least 5k to invest, that's absolutely fine. We've got loads of free resources. Check out our prep center and virtual assistant recruitment as well. And yeah, join our free Discord community. ShopSmart1210. What item can I sell on Amazon USA? I am not an Amazon US seller, so honestly, I don't feel right giving you advice on a platform I have no experience in. What I can do though, we're trying to find an Amazon US seller who's more of an expert in it, so we can eventually bring them into the team to have more knowledge in it. And Sam and I are going to work on building a knowledge base for Amazon USA, because we'd like to work with some US customers, because it is a really good market. It's a really good market. But yeah, for the time being, unfortunately, I'm UK focused, so I can't give you advice. I don't like to give advice on stuff I haven't got direct experience in. When I will get to the point I'll make like 5k more a month, how many hours I have to spend per day? Really good question, and I like the way you structured it. So in the beginning, you have to front load all of your work. You have to really put the effort in to grow and scale it. When you get to a point where you're outsourcing to a prep center and a VA, and you know how to source, that's where you can kind of focus on the other return on investment tasks in your business, the high return on investment tasks. When I was in my peak selling, my highest revenue, I was doing 10 to 15 hours a week on Amazon, and that's because of the software we developed. Our software automates a lot of the admin and does all the sourcing for us. So that's how I got it to that point. Sam, who does 2 million a year, he spends 10 to 12 hours a week on his business. So you can get to that point, but it takes a lot of work up front. Shop Smart, okay, perfect, no problem at all. HP lens sourcing, yeah, how many hours sourcing? You're competing against people who do it full time, so the more you can do it, the better. 2 hours a day as a minimum is good. That's what we like to ask people coming into our mentorship. But honestly, it's like a skill. The more you can do it, the better. And you'll start to find it rewarding the better you get, because you'll start to find more leads. And when you start to make more profit, you'll associate the hours you spend sourcing with making money, so it does get easier. Right, guys, I'm going to jump off. Don't forget to join our free Discord community. Give us a follow. Follow us on every platform. I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, and all of that. Give us a follow everywhere. Really hope you have a good evening, and I will see you live tomorrow. Thank you for joining.